live.
Yeah, I didn't know we were jumping in.
No, that's what you do, dude, because then I catch everybody off guard, and then you're live, and the's no second guessing yourself because we just went through your whole script.
But you just...
I know, but I just blew your script. Right, I blew your script up and said, "Screw it, let's go live."
I didn't have. I was working on a script. I haven't even put my hat on right.
We'll turn your hat around then. Either way,
my new cool hat.
Here I am. It's Ian with Equity Warehouse, and we got our newest team member, Dustin Prevost here. I think this is episode 9. My brain's a little fried. I had a kid last night. I'm here at the office. My wife's a saint. She let me out. I literally had a kid less than
like 12 hours ago.
About 12 hours ago.
14.
Yes. Newest daughter's here. Good news is I ran out of the house last night. I still have my Carhartt sweatshirt on from yesterday. And as usual, this is the same Carhartt shirt I pretty much have on every week.
It's starting to smell.
Yeah, I'm going to wash it soon. But either way, super pumped. Like I said last week, I want to introduce everybody to our newest team member, Dustin Prevost. He's done some really cool things in his career with Top Pin Outdoors and a few other places, growing his brand, building social media assets and digital assets to help grow his career and gain sponsorships. So let's jump right into it. Dustin, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Like you said, it's kind of like the brand manager, the content manager for a company called Top Pin Outdoors, and that is completely outdoor stuff, fishing, hunting. So probably nothing to do with, real estate or investments, but the idea behind it was I had absolutely no idea what I was doing when I got started. I just like to post pictures like anybody else. You start with a personal Instagram, right, and you push that button and you change it over to a business Instagram, and then you start paying attention to your insights and all that other stuff. And it can become overwhelming, but the information is valuable to building your brand and building your business to whatever vehicle you want to use, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, to basically grow your business and, like you said, potentially gain sponsors or help educate people through social media. It's super, super popular, super important, but each Facebook has a different algorithm than an Instagram and YouTube and all that other stuff. So it's kind of where we sat down to, build Equity Warehouse in that atmosphere to where we can actually grow Equity Warehouse and meet more people and grow the brand overall. So.
Yeah. So you hit a ton of bullet points in that short little 30-second spiel.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, well, I love it. So let's go all the way back to when you started with Top Pin Outdoors. You said you started in your you just doing it personally, taking picture of deer, you hunting and just posting videos, and that was a passion for you, right? And with having that passion, do you think you could have, if you didn't have that passion for doing outdoor stuff, do you think you could have continued to grow the outdoor company to the way that you did?
Yes and no. I think the initially it was the passion for what we were promoting as a brand, as basically, I like to hunt, I like to fish, let's just share a picture here and there. But then I got this little niche for the insights and how many people are we reaching? Are we getting enough engagement? And that became a game in itself. And once you start to learn that can be it kind of more consumes you than almost what you're posting. But I also feel like ultimately at the end of the day, every time you go home, if you can look yourself in the mirror and you enjoy what you're doing and what you're sharing, that's going to drive your content, through the roof way more than something you absolutely are miserable about.
Yeah. Well, and that's anything, not only content that you're putting on social media, but for us, real estate every day. If we didn't love this, there's no way that we would be out here every day doing this and grinding. And I've seen you grind on a lot of stuff, Dan, more than me. When you're at the Firehouse, just writing articles and editing content and doing all these different things, trying to grow your brand. Now, I know you did a lot of writing. You were doing writing for some larger magazines.
Yeah, so I was just basically started as blog posts, and then I moved my way into, and I'm not a writer. I didn't go to college to be a writer. I went to college to be a fireman, which is a horrible idea.
Probably the first person ever.
And, I have over 300 articles that are published now. And I just moved from the digital platform to print platform, which almost sounds like it's going backwards. But in my line of work and where I want to go and achieve, that's kind of actually a growing step. So I'm still going to do a lot of the digital SEO stuff, try to reach people through, whether it's simple stuff that people Google search, 20 products that dad would want for Father's Day, catchy titles like that. Like those are still huge articles that I still write. I work with sponsors to get to that. But overall, it's moved me into print. And like I said, it sounds like a step backwards, but for me, it's not. Print is still big. Television's still big, and it's only, it's only up from there.
Right. And so you're talking specifically about outdoors now.
Sure.
We've all known each other for a while, and we're excited to bring you on because I think some of this stuff that you're doing over there in the outdoor world, whether you continue to do it, and I know that you're really passionate about it and that's what you want to do, but some of the stuff you're doing over there, you can try over here in the real estate world. Do you think those same things will apply, just for companies marketing themselves or companies to attract houses that they want to buy or new investors? The insights and the SEO, do you think all that applies in each industry?
Without a doubt, because the thing is, you as a brand, you're marketing yourself. Marketing is a key word there. Trying to reach people is marketing. Whatever venue you choose to use, whether it's social media or YouTube, if you want to grow a vlog and have a YouTube channel, you have to hit key points to get people to watch you. And then you have to have content. Content's going to be king no matter what you do.
Right.
Distribution is going to be queen. So.
Now with content though, and there's always a great debate. We already talked, and I think we're aligned similarly when it comes to, we both consume a lot of Gary Vaynerchuk. For those that don't know, we consume a lot of his content. He talks about documenting versus producing content. And I think you do a lot of documentation.
Yes.
And I think we're going to apply a lot of that here. But there is a time and place for production. What do you think's the best way for somebody getting started to do repetitions? What should they do every day?
I would almost think it depends on what your end goal is. You have to know where you want to end. You have to know what you want to get to. If your goal is to attract, and make a YouTube channel based on your brand that has high production, and whether it's, for me, it would be managing property and managing whitetails and how we hunt and strategically, then I would go high-end production stuff. But if it's more of a lifestyle brand of hey, this is my day-to-day operations of when I'm on the farm and I'm hinge cutting trees, which I could get into a whole bunch of food plots and stuff like that, then I would be more of a documentary thing. So I would reach different people with different types of content that I'm providing. So it's really how I want to be found and what I want to be known for. And we actually did both of that. We tried the vlog. It was just way too much work for us. Even though we had a crew of 12, it was just, we were all workers, that it wasn't our focus. So it's really depending on what you want to have in your end goal as to what you provide.
Yeah, you just talking about that point just made me think about 1,000 different things. I'm thinking right away that we're, as dumb as it sounds, is a lifestyle brand, because if you're in real estate, this is a lifestyle, man. You got to do this every day. I know people say, oh, it's passive income because you're doing rental properties. It's not passive. We're here grinding. Literally, I'm at the hospital last night having a baby, thinking about the 30 things that I didn't do because we got to get it done. Yes, are we in growth mode? Sure. Yeah. But it is a lifestyle in the end, because this is what you're passionate about, and I think it all ties together. And to go back real quick, what's worked for me to start posting on a daily basis was Instagram. Those short stories, I don't know why. Maybe it's because they go away after a day, and you can only do 15 seconds and make yourself look like an idiot for 15 seconds. Just doing them on consistent basis starts to get me to think.
Do it all day long.
Yeah, but I think it starts to get me to think more like, oh, I should pop that on an Instagram story. I should pop that on an Instagram story. And I think that's why we brought you in, is to take us from the Instagram story, doing that on a daily basis, to going into Facebook and YouTube. So with that, how do you see the best way to use Instagram for those that want to use it as a way to build their brand?
Well, as we know, we have your feed, and then you have your story for Instagram. So your feed is, you are going to want to put your best content on your feed, whether it's a quote with a picture of you, get through the day, whatever,
motivational,
stuff like that. Right. But you want to put your best images. Whether you're a photographer, you want your best images there. You don't necessarily want a picture of your kid swinging on a swing set unless it's a quality image. Your whole concept behind your feed is, when somebody looks at your feed, what you are putting out is your best content.
Right.
But when your story could be more of what you're doing behind the scenes, like Ian was saying, the funny, I can only make myself look stupid for 15 seconds. Once your brand grows to, I think it's over 10,000, you can start to add links,
swipe ups.
You can do exactly, and so you can then start to use your story as an advertisement or a marketing venue for you to get people to go to your website. You can always use in your pictures, you can say, hey, see more pictures, look at the link in our bio.
Right.
But yeah, always put your best picture, your best content. And like I said before, content's going to be king, distribution is going to be queen. So what I mean by that is, put the best thing there that somebody would be attracted to, that would make them hit that like button, which would make that go up higher in your feed and other people's feed. Once it gets there, it's going to be seen more. More people are going to like it, and you're going to grow your brand overall.
And I think that's where we get, I'll be honest, that's where we get uncomfortable, is we like just being ourselves. So when we put it in the Instagram story, again, it's 15 seconds or a 30-second clip. That's us being us. We don't have to think about production. We don't have to think about anything. I don't have to come back and edit. And that's why I like doing these live videos on Facebook, is that I just get on there. We do it. Whatever comes out, comes out. I don't have to go back. We don't have to edit it. We're working on some stuff with a book and some other online content. And to record those videos is like killing me.
Yeah.
So with that being said, like, so Facebook, so Instagram's more of like your lifestyle, your quick, like behind the scenes, what you're doing. Right. Okay. Great way to put it. Instagram's a portfolio. What do you see Facebook being used as? Because I want to ask a question between the two.
I feel like there's more people on Facebook, especially age range from young to old. Facebook is also a place for highlighting what you do, but it's kind of more of a way to connect with people. We're actually here live, so if anybody wanted to ask a question, we could read that question, answer it, and go from there. Instagram, you could kind of do that, but it's more of a personal behind the scenes here.
And if you have a question, pop it in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead.
In here, it's more, how do we connect with people on Facebook? That's your goal with Facebook, and Facebook knows that. And anybody that's been in the marketing business, anybody that's done anything in the past where you're sharing viral content, or you're getting stuff that it looks like clickbait is what we call it, where you're clicking on it and it scrolls through and it's 15 advertising. Facebook used to be known for that. Now they've gone away with that, and the algorithms completely changed to where they want you to stay on Facebook as long as possible.
Right.
So with that, if we can help you and educate you and bring you questions to us and so on and so forth, and we can have a conversation and people-to-people connection, that's basically what Facebook wants, and that's what we're going to try to provide. And through that, you basically, that's where your Facebook is, people-to-people connection, and moving forward with that.
Brian Felix says he's just here so he doesn't get fined. I'm sure there's a good story behind that. You'll have to text us, let us know. Before we jump over to YouTube and LinkedIn, because I think there's some cool things going on there. And this is a point that we wanted to make, because I always bring up Carhartt, and like the funny running joke is I literally only wear Carhartt because it fits me well. And I really would love to one day get sponsored by Carhartt. Yeah, Husky version, exactly. They still make clothes like they used to make them back in the day. They're not paper thin. I'm not into the whole skin tight clothes because I literally can't wear them because nobody will want to see it.
I'm not into them either, but I've gained enough weight that.
Well, you used to be. Now you just can't wear them.
Yeah.
Either way. So with that being said, if you want to get sponsored, do you think if somebody wanted to highlight one content stream, what's more important, to have a ton of followers on Instagram and be an influencer on Instagram, or have a huge following on Facebook?
That wouldn't necessarily matter. To be honest, the number of followers doesn't even really matter. What matters the most is your engagement percentage. And there's a whole bunch of websites you can go to. You can type in your brand and you're at, Top Pin Outdoors or at Equity Warehouse, and find out what your engagement rate is. But there's companies out there that, if you have 100 followers and every 100 person is liking your photos, or they're involved and they're engaged in your content, that's more than, somebody who, like us, who has 18,500 followers and might get 50 people to like an image. If you have 18,500 people that are following you and 1,000 people, or even, the average rate's probably 3 to 5% of engagement. That's actually pretty high. Anything over 5 is a high engagement rate. But 1% still pretty good. 2% is pretty good. So look at, who you have as followers. Don't get discouraged. You only have 300 something followers. If your niche is small, if you're the 1%ers, or if you're aiming for, blue collar redneck guys that like to drink beer on the weekend, and you've only got 600 people that follow you, but 400 of them love your stuff and they're constantly engaged, they're constantly commenting, that hits high way more than, having 18,000 followers and only 50 or 100 people. The followers are nice to have. It shows that somewhere along the line, somebody liked your stuff. But producing quality content and people staying connected with you is way more important.
Right. And I think YouTube does a really good job. They don't even, as far as I know, because we don't really run ads on YouTube, nor do we have a huge social asset on YouTube. They literally, if you run AdSense, they're deciding how much, they figure all those metrics out for you. And if you run the ads behind your videos, they literally just pay you for all this engagement. You don't even need to figure it out, because like if we went to Carhartt, we would say, hey, we're getting 1,000 engagements, and would you be interested? Because that's what you did with Top Pin Outdoors, right? Yeah. You built your social assets, you built your blogs, you built all this stuff, these paper writings, and said, look, here's the engagements, here's where we're being produced, and that's how you gain sponsorships over time. That's really what they're looking for, is the engagements.
It was a lot. I mean, I don't want to say it's a lot more than that, because I don't want to scare anybody away that has a desire to do that. But you have to have different ways to ship. Like we were a small fish in a big pond, and ultimately, you know, we had said, hey, look, we can provide all this for you. But instead of just saying that, we went ahead and did it. We provided, you know, basically we gave them something before even asking them for something, and they looked at it and they're like, wow, that's pretty cool. You know, when I Google search this word, or how to stay scent free in the woods, and your blog post is number 3 to pop up, what else can you provide me?
Right.
You know, so if you can provide something for them first, you know, give them value first, basically. And then in return, you know, if I was to come here as an intern and say, hey, you know, I really want to build my portfolio, let me just provide you some free stuff. Like I'll go help with the water break. I'll go help this. I'll go do that. And then when it comes time to hire somebody, they're going to look around and say, well, he's been here, he's been helping out, we're going to pick him. So it's just kind of the same thing when you look for a sponsorship. You can build your media kit and say, you know, we reach this many people. This is our total reach, but we have this many people that are engaged. Also here, we've made you a couple videos. We've done this. You can put this content out. We already use and are familiar with their products,
right?
You know, so on and so forth.
And I think that's a good point for those that want to jump into this. Like the reason we're working together is because we know each other. And honestly, we've always debated about going to a college and saying, hey, do you need to do a video production college, you know, somebody that's in the video arts or something along those lines. I think that's a great place for people to start. We're, you know, moving along here. We're kind of running down on time, but with that being said, I want to jump into YouTube and LinkedIn before we bail out on this, because there's a lot. I think we're going to do another video at some point because there's a lot going on here. But YouTube, we said, look, they've literally figured out your engagements for you. They pay you. LinkedIn seems to be the next big move, especially for those that are in B2B, you know, business to business commerce. Have you guys messed with LinkedIn much, or do you see much value there?
I have gotten a couple people reach out to me. I actually got brought on a hunt in Oklahoma because of LinkedIn, but I don't mess with my profile. Somehow they found me, whether it was friend of a friend or something. I am very, very rarely on LinkedIn, but I know it's super powerful. YouTube, I'm familiar with. YouTube, you can treat it like a Google. YouTube also wants people to stay on their website as well. So your title's important, your keywords are important, your description's important, and that's all based down with SEO.
Well, right, where are you going to go? How to fry? Simplest thing, how to fry an egg. Exactly. You're going to go to Google.
Yep.
You're going to type in how to fry an egg. It's going to give you the 5 bullet point. Someone's going to have that type of answer. The next thing under that's going to be a video on YouTube. How to fry an egg. It's probably got 1 billion views, and somebody made a ton of, look at the kids playing with toys. I don't understand. My kid watches kids playing with toys rather than just playing with the toys, but those kids are making millions of dollars playing with toys. Yeah. Like, it's insane, right? Because they got 22 million followers, which is pretty powerful when you start to think about it and what your reach is. And, you know, everyone says, oh, you know, we're in this local niche market, but hey, somebody could be watching this video anywhere in the world right now and saying, hey, these 2 guys sitting on a couch, one wearing Carhartt, one wearing plaid, and saying, okay, these guys had some good ideas, let me use it. Like, that's the power of the internet nowadays.
I'll even close with a little tip or a secret. If you're running a brand and you are making YouTube videos and you're sharing them on Facebook, like I said earlier, Facebook wants you to stay and remain on their site. So by putting a link to YouTube, you click on that YouTube link, it pulls you from Facebook. So Facebook doesn't like that. So what they're going to do is not put that up on the algorithm. So when people look at their news feed, it's not going to show up as high as if you embedded that video on Facebook itself. Right. So just, you know, a little tip, like there's a lot of things that, you know, you can learn. And I've learned only through working with marketing companies, not being a marketer myself. But, you know, little things like that you want to keep YouTube as a YouTube channel, your Facebook as a Facebook channel, and Instagram as an Instagram channel. Yeah, and I think you brought up another valid point. Those who market and those that know how to market will be in business for a very long time. And we say to ourselves, yes, we work in a very small niche market in what we do, but having brand awareness and what we do, it's not that I'm going to find a new tenant doing this or I'm going to find a new property, but it's potentially going to open us up to new deals, new partners. People, when you go to events, are going to say, oh, I know you guys. You guys are the guys that do the videos of this or that. And I think that's why we're really excited that you're starting to work here or work with us and producing content and documenting, because what we want to do moving forward is literally just document what we're doing so people see realistically what goes on and what it takes to grow a real estate portfolio
and hopefully somebody else can accomplish that same exact goal and grow their portfolio and provide them what they're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to do it.
Yeah, no, we're
excited to be here.
Super excited. Next week, I know we're going to go start and shooting some stuff, and you're going to be going to all the job sites and what we do on a daily basis, and some content should start pumping out here soon.
Yeah.
Other than that, if anybody has any social media questions, they want to get a hold of Dustin, he's tagged up here in the post. Once he gets his email, he'll be up on our website, equitywarehouse.com. You'll be able to get a hold of him there. Guy, Dustin's very helpful. If you have any questions, we'll gladly help you out, point you in the right direction, and we'll catch you guys next week. I have no clue what we're doing for a video. Hopefully Dustin comes up with something cool, and by then I should have no sleep because my kid will be a week old and crying and all that good stuff.
Yeah, you should probably get going.
Yep. All right, guys. We'll catch you next week.
See ya.